and hold. We'll halt. Yep. Over. Okay, good boy. Super. And trot. That was nice. Yeah. Boy, buddy. Okay, try that again over here. Ooh. And over. Yep. Yeah. Beautiful. Trot. Super. Super, super, super. Ooh. All right, counterbend circle. You can see he's bent out. My hands don't cross. The withers. This is my leg, our hair over here, is pushing him around the circle. I'm in my right seat bone as I do this, because that's really my inside. And he's moving around. So I'm suppling up these shoulders is what I'm doing here, okay? So I'm gonna put him back in regular bend. And after the trot. Super supple, yes. Okay, there's a head tilt. That's okay. There we go. Super, super. That was nice. Super, super, super. Let's try it again. Cool. Yeah. Little counter bend, Bubba. Come on. There we go. Boy dreamer. Little counter bend here. Circle. Again, stopping him from laying on the reins at all. He's always really light, but, you know, his light needs to be kept light. Counter bend around here, Bubba. There you go. That was good. All right. And into the trot. Regular bend. Lovely. Super soft. Yeah, there we go. Much better. Yeah, good boy. Good boy. The more you move the shoulders around like that, the softer and lighter they get. And they'll come off your leg easier. You have to work less. And they become lighter and lighter in the bridle. Quarter line. Cool. Halt straight. Good. Over. Yep. Soft inside, soft inside. Good. Good. Better. Better. Cool. Cool. Good. Better. Hello. Ooh. Ooh. Over. Yes. Much softer. Good boy. Ooh. And over to the rail. Over to the rail. Super duper. Great. Super. Super, Bubba. Take a break. Longer rein. Take a break. Yeah. Stretch out. There. That was hard work. Yes, yes. So light on that inside. So freaking light. Awesome, awesome. Awesome. And we'll walk. All right, so here's the walk. I'm really making sure my hands bob and follow his walk. See that? They just kind of bob with him. Right there, if you can see my hands. And I'm just encouraging him to stretch down, but I keep the contact. That. And I'm trying to get him to stretch out as much as he can and really feel like a wildcat when he's walking. Real limber and a really big step. That's what we're going for. And he's really good at this. But to enable it, you just do that following with your hands, you know, and that helps a lot. Although he's already super good at this. Hey. All right, these are the walk, trot, walk combos. Full walk. 1, 2, 3, 4, trot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Woo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Trot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Woo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Trot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Woo. 1, 2, 3. Trot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. So basically, just count and see how accurate you can be with the number of trot and walk steps as you count, and how quiet you can keep him. You keep your body quiet and your hands totally quiet. And all you do is use a little bit right here of thigh to say, whoa, sit deep into your stirrups, and a little bit of squeeze there with the thighs. You'll come right back from the trot into the walk with completely invisible aids. All right, we're gonna try 10-meter circles, quarter line to leg yields. Let's try it. Trot, yeah. 10-meter circle down here, outside aids, little opening on the inside if you need to, but keeping connected outside rein and outside leg. Okay, quarter line, and then sit and over. Good boy. Okay, another 10-meter. Outside, set the parameter of the circle. Outside aids, inside only guides. Inside's pushing him over into that outside. Quarter line. Yeah, I'm gonna sit, push him over. Yeah. Ooh, really nice. Okay, I'm gonna try the canter real quick. Woo. Little trot. And a hole. Whoa, not doing this fast. A little back, setting him up to push off that hind end. Little trot. And a whoa. And a little back. Super. That's right, Bubba. And a canter. Yes. Yes. Good. Good. Not gonna keep it long. Ooh, trot. Good boy. Always bring him back when it's your idea, because he can't hold it that long. Okay, so you want to keep your forward energy before he breaks and just say whoa. Then he comes back to a really lovely trot. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, because we did the canter to the left, and I think in the cold and in the small arena, I think right lead's going to be really hard for him. And I'd rather take a half step forward than take a step or two back. Yeah, I can get a right lead canter, sure, but I just don't know that it's going to be like a step forward, if that makes any sense. Now, you want to work each side the same as the other, right? So what I'm going to do today to compensate for that is we're going to work the right with some lengthening trot to get him pushing off the hind end while we're traveling right. So that'll be at least similar to the canter. All right, so I've got my reins again, and we're gonna pick up the trot. Good boy. I'm gonna try to bottle him up. Slow, 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 slow. And let him go. Bigger, slower, bigger, slower, bigger, slower steps. Bottle him up. I'm gonna use a 10-meter here to bottle him up. Shorter frame. Yeah. See what that looks like real quick. Yeah, good. Shorter frame. And then let that energy go from the hind end. So bigger, slower steps. Covering ground. Good. He's pushing from the hind end. So I'm going to pick up the circle again and compact him up like a spring. Slow, slow. Almost think about trotting in place. Yeah. Get that energy together and then let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Super. Bottle it up again. Yeah. Awesome. Bottle it up. Good boy. Good. Let it rip. Yeah, super awesome. I felt some floaty there. Those bigger, slower steps where he feels like he's flying a little bit and taking those big, airy steps. And my post is really big for that. So the biggest thing about that exercise is when you sit there for the trot, the sitting trot, you're just keeping these hands here and using your leg a little bit. Just say, hey, bump the energy up into the bridle. So you don't pull with the hands. You've got a good connection to start with, okay? If your reins are too long, it doesn't work. But you've got this connection and you bump a little leg into your hand while you're sitting tall and you're sitting back and you're letting that energy flow in front of you. It's called being in front of the leg. Their energy should be in front of your leg, not behind it. So when you get that feel, you don't feel like the energy is pulling down. That's where he's not heavy in the bridle. And again, heavy for him is not physically very heavy. It just means he's low in the front and he's kind of stalling out, and the energy is going like this instead of like coming up and over and around, okay? That's the difference between in front of the leg, behind the leg. We want him to come up at these shoulders, come up here, up and around at the shoulders from the hind end back here. That's what creates that really nice frame, is that. And it's not created from the hands. The hands only catch the energy. So, long story short. So when I come around here and I was doing that, right here, I sit back. And I say, just go forward, dreamer. You know, it's almost a little lighter feel with my hands. And I start posting larger so that he has freedom in his back to move more forward. And my post gets slower and my post gets a little bigger to follow his big step. And I'm legging him forward into it, but I'm letting a little energy escape out of my hands, right? A little lighter feel. Leg doesn't bump into the hand quite as much for that lengthening trot. And that's how you get it. But the trick is, for keeping that frame together, you notice that he never flipped his head from lengthening trot to circle to sitting trot and me like bottling him up again and capturing that energy. That's because my reins were already short enough and my connection never changed.